Every morning, before the school day begins, someone has to make the fire. In 6 schools across this region, the school feeding program has run for years. Meals prepared in open courtyards, over open fires, with whatever wood could be gathered that morning. The cooks arrived before dawn. They worked through smoke that stung the eyes and settled in the lungs. They fed hundreds of children every single day with very little to work with. It was not sustainable, but it kept going, because the alternative was that children came to school and did not eat. The cost was carried quietly by the women who cooked, by the head teachers who stretched every resource to keep the program alive, and by the children whose concentration, whose attendance, whose very ability to learn depended on whether they had eaten that morning. Food is not separate from education. It is the foundation of it. In June 2025, a team came to look more closely, not to judge what had been built, but to understand what was needed. The midterm evaluation of the Lisha Maarifa program asked a simple question: what would it take for this to last? The evaluation was clear. The school feeding program was working. Children were coming to school. Children were eating. But the infrastructure was not keeping pace. Open fires were a health risk for the cooks and for the children nearby. Wood consumption was high, unpredictable, and expensive. There were no dedicated kitchen structures at 5 of the 6 schools. The recommendation was straightforward: build the kitchens, install the stoves, give the people doing this work the conditions they deserve. Rural Family Hope brought the findings to its partner, Rise Against Hunger, and the partner listened. By November 2025, funding had been confirmed. By December, construction had begun. What had taken years to name was addressed in months, because someone had asked the right question, and someone else had the courage to answer it. Across 6 schools, work began. 5 new kitchen structures, energy-saving stoves, designed to burn cleaner, cook faster, use less fuel. Communities watched it take shape. Some helped carry materials. Others simply stood at the boundary of the construction site and watched something new being built for their children. This is what the answer looks like: a kitchen with walls, a roof, a stove that doesn't fill the room with smoke. It sounds like very little. For the women who work in it, it is everything. The energy-saving stove uses less firewood to produce more heat. It concentrates the flame, reduces the smoke, cuts cooking time. What once took 3 bundles of wood now takes 1. What once took 3 hours now takes less than 2. Time in a school kitchen is not abstract. Every hour saved is an hour the cook is not breathing smoke. Every hour saved is a meal that arrives before the children lose concentration. But this story does not belong to a report. It belongs to the people who were here: the cooks, the teachers, the parents, the children. In their own words.
Sasa nikiongelea juu ya hii jikoni yetu vile ilijengwa, naona haiko ile standard nzuri, lakini tunavumilia tu ndani ndio tunapikia. Ukiangalia floor yake haiko sawa. Meko tulitengenezewa lakini inabomoka. Ukiweka kuni, saa zingine kuni zikiwa mbichi, moshi ni mingi sana. Hiyo nayo inatuharibu kifua. Ukiangalia vile imewekwa mambao, imewekwa mabati. Sasa hakuna moshi mahali inapitia. Hiyo ni changamoto.
Lakini wakati huu tumejengiwa jikoni poa, tena tuko vizuri. Saa zingine tukikaa chini tunasikia hewa inakuja, hewa safi.
Tunataka kushukuru watu wa Rural Hope, wametupea kazi rahisi kwa watoto. Wengine hawako wamejiweza, wengine wanazarudi lunch wakosa hata chakula cha mchana, lakini siku hizi wanakula shuleni.
And I'm very much grateful about the kitchen, the modern kitchen, because before we had this modern kitchen, we used to have a lot of problems. The roofs were tattered, so sometimes when we have rainy season, they could experience a lot of water into the foods. But since we had the modern kitchen, we are really very happy. The work is easy and our cooks move swiftly because they have even enough space where they can move.
Wakati headmaster alituita kama wazazi tukuje kuona jikoni ya kisasa, tulianza kujiuliza hiyo ni jikoni ya kisasa gani? Kufika shule tukaonyesha jikoni ndio hii. Kupeleka yani kufikira nyuma vile jikoni ilikuanga na ile imetengenezwa saa hii, mimi nilifurahia kama mzazi.
My name is Diana Che. I'm the nutritional advisor for Rural Family Hope and under the Lisha Maarifa project. We have been feeding learners in the 6 beneficiary schools since 2022, and as much as it was a blessing to the learners to provide these meals in different quantities for breakfast and for lunch, we saw the burden that was happening in the kitchens that we are having in the schools. This is a community school, and most of the schools have kitchens that were constructed a very long time ago, not able to withstand the quantities of food that we are providing in the schools. And because of the model of feeding that we are having, that is we supply food to the schools and they're able to prepare it for the children, the burden became really high. So it was heavy for our cooks who usually wake up very early in the morning to come to the schools and prepare these meals to our learners. And over time, especially during the midterm evaluation, it was really highlighted that the kitchens are one of the most needing places that required a lot of our support. And as we move the project towards a very sustainable phase, it was really important for us to set up kitchens in these schools. And the cooks right now can really enjoy the jobs that they are doing. They're able to come to school on time. They're able to serve the learners on time without interfering with their lessons.
Every morning, before the school day begins, someone still has to make the fire. But now, there is a kitchen to come into. There is a stove that holds the flame. There is air that stays clear. By mid-morning, the food is ready. The children come. They eat. It is not dramatic. It is not supposed to be. A child who has eaten will sit in class and be present, will listen, will try. That is the point of all of this. Not the kitchen, not the stove, the child in the classroom with something to work with. Sustainability is a word used often in development work. It can become a word that floats above things, abstract, disconnected. Here, it is concrete. It is a kitchen structure with a roof that will not rust in season. It is a stove that reduces the cost of every meal cooked in it. It is a community that helped build it and now takes pride in maintaining it. The Lisha Maarifa program was always built on a simple belief. The children learn better when they are fed. What these kitchens have done is make that belief harder to take away. Rural Family Hope does not build kitchens. It builds the conditions in which communities can take care of their children. The evaluation asked what it would take for this to last. The answer is already here. It is the cook at her stove, the head teacher who can now plan for next term, the parent who contributed and feels that this school is theirs, the child who came to class, ate, and stayed. This is what sustainability looks like. It looks like this.